everybody. You good back there? TV camera's good? Cool. Go ahead and get started with a statement from Coach Barnes, then we'll jump into questions.
A fun day. It wasn't beautiful basketball, but a really great crowd, good energy, and just once again finding a way to win. So I'm really proud of our team. You know, to be 9-0 with the caliber teams that we've played I think it's phenomenal. And we've had to gut out and just find different ways to win. So really proud of our team right now and what we're doing. We have to get better, obviously, but it is December and we will get better. But I'm just proud of us and what we're doing right now and where we're at.
So you had to do some work with your rotation today. What was going through your mind and how did you finally arrive at going small?
Yeah, we couldn't really guard them in some situations, and I felt that, you know, they averaged 9 threes a game. They were a little bit cold in the first half, but they were really consciously, you know, driving it downhill and had a tough time matching up. So because of our matchups, because obviously I started Araya, and I thought we'll let them have to adjust to us, but we weren't really passing the ball inside, and they started in a zone. I mean, they played a zone I don't even think they played in possession to man. So zone for 40 minutes, so definitely slows us down. And we know we have to get better against the zone, but we will. We have enough shooters. So playing small was just a way we could guard them because we had some tough time guarding some of their actions. I mean, a lot of times they're 5 outs, and our 5s don't usually guard like players. That's why, you know, playing these type of teams it's difficult for us.
Is that what you're going to get, basically zone all season?
I don't think so, because, yeah, I think, you know, we're so much bigger, and I think we're more athletic than New Mexico, so I think the right thing was to play zone and make outside shots, especially because last game we were cold. But I think that we have good shooters, and you saw that more in the third and fourth quarter. So once us just getting used to it, getting confident in it. You know, last year we were excellent against zone, so no one zoned us, and we had no shooters last year. So once we get the timing, the spacing, how to pass the ball inside and out, we'll get open shots, and I don't think people will be able to zone us as much. But I think we're going to see that for the next month until we get better, because we have to improve on it.
How would you best describe how everything changes without Lauren, and what update can you give us on where she is?
Yeah, so everything changes without Lauren. We need Lauren. Lauren's a huge part of what we do. On the offensive end, she spreads the floor because she can shoot the three. But where we really miss her is defensively. She's one of our best post defenders. She's a rim protector. She's one of our best communicators. So all those things, when you're missing all those things, that's a lot. So we're adjusting without her. So that's why I'm really happy about a win like this. They're a good team. They'll probably win their conference again. Mike Bradbury is a very good coach. And they play well, and they play a hard style. So, you know, I'm happy because we do have a deficit right now. And it doesn't mean we don't have other great players. Like Araya is a starter on other teams. Araya could be a starter here. It's just different because we were adjusting and running certain things with Lauren and had a certain defensive identity. So we're adjusting if she's not in. So it's just different, but different isn't bad. This was a game that was more for smaller players because it was like a track meet, and they play a lot of possessions. So it just wasn't a game for a post player. But Araya, Nettie, Gisela, they're really important, and we'll really need them in the Pac-12. But Lauren should be back within the next 10 days. So she's actually doing well.
So she will be back within 10 days or so?
Yeah, I'm not going to – I could have her back for Texas, but I'm not sure. If she's completely ready, we'll you know, she'll play. But if I think she's not 100%, I'm not going to play her because then we have Christmas break, and it can give her another 10 days. So I'll kind of play that by ear, but as of now, she'll be available. I just don't know if we'll use her.
A comment about having a player like Maddie and Pueyo to come off the bench where you need some shooting outside, and they provide that for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think we're a better team. A lot of people say, oh, how are you different? Well, I think we have more depth, that we can score in different ways. We have like 4 shooters on the bench, and we haven't shot it well, but we are using different combinations, playing different people. Bendy played the 4 today for us, and she did really darn good. So it's just different people at different time, and I think that's what a good team does. Different people step up on different nights. We have more people scoring, and that's what we want to do. But having Maddie come in off the bench, having Taylor, having Helena, and Gisela's another 4 that can come in and shoot, it's really good. I think that's what makes us a good team. And we needed to do that because we needed more versatility than last year.
When you began your high school evaluation of Maddie, how long did it take you to go, Yes.
Well, I offered her, she was one of the first kids I offered when I first got the job. So, I mean, I offered her like 5 years ago. So it's funny, I've recruited her a long time. I remember I offered her, I think I was one of her first offers for sure. And this was before she had like every Pac-12 school almost. But I offered her before anybody. I think after me, one or two other Pac-12, and then like a year later, she probably got 10 more offers. But I was one of the first to offer her. And I think that, obviously she has a great family, a really close-knit family, and her grandparents, they all come to all the games. She's really close to her grandparents, parents, siblings. So to get her to stay in state is a really good get for us because she's a good player and she's home. And Maddie is just continuing to get better and better. And if you look at her, she has really good size. She's like 5'11", has a really quick release, and she's just getting better and better. So I think she's going to be a really important player for us. And what I like about her is, I think what's a separator for Maddie is that she's fearless, she's a competitor, and she's not afraid. And what I love about her is her consistency. So she's never like this. She's always like coachable. She's always happy. She's always receptive. You can coach her any way you want. You can coach her hard. You can coach her soft. Like, she's receptive, and she just wants to be better. She's in the gym working on her craft. And so all of those things I like, and I'm motivated to coach her. And I think that's really important. When you feel that way from a player and a player gives you that, you have incentive to pour into them. And so I think that she gives that to us, gives all the coaches that. And so that's why she's going to be good.
How would you compare the way you guys played in the first half when it was like pretty close, and then the second half there, or about midway through the third quarter, you guys were able to kind of distance yourself?
Well, I think we hit some shots because they were sitting in the zone the whole game. We hit some shots. We moved the ball, but you guys saw some possessions where it was like 7, 8 passes. That's the kind of basketball I like. And I think we defended a little bit better. They were hurting us in the beginning. We were in rotation a lot, and then we made some adjustments. I thought we defended better, and then we just played small, and so I think our defense really stepped up after that. So I think it's a combination of things, but I don't typically have a team that shoots 36 threes. I think that's a record since I've been a head coach here. I don't think I've ever seen, usually it'd be like, that would be like 3 games for us. So 36 threes is a lot. We had 21 at halftime. So that's, I wish the percentage was a little bit better, but it's hard. Like, when you're a team that's fast and like is defensive oriented and gets like energy off your defense, it's hard to go against a zone 40 minutes. It kind of deflates you and kind of like, it's slow, and I hated that as a player. So I think you just got to get used to it. But like things that we can control, like free throws, we shouldn't be 58%, 59% from the free throw line. And so that's an area. If we have a little bit better free throws, it's up. So I think all those things, we just got to shoot it a little bit better.
In terms of Maddie, what do you think was the biggest thing she got out of coming in early last semester and being part of that?
Experience, learning the system. And she was just thrown in the fire. So she didn't really learn it because we weren't teaching at that time. We were kind of rolling with a veteran team. But she got to experience and see what it's about. She got to see Ari and her work ethic and, the preparation for her to go pro. And she got to be a part of a team that went to the championship. So I think those things make you hungrier. And I think she got more out of that than she would have out of high school. And then she's going against Ari, Sam, Bendu, some really high caliber players the whole year. So now she's a freshman again, but she has that. So she's ahead of the other freshmen because of that experience. So I think it was very helpful. I mean, I have her for 4 more years. So I'm really going to have her for 4.5, which is great.
It's not common that you guys go to Flagstaff to play NAU. What was the scheduling process with that?
Just a long-term deal with NAU. Just obviously with COVID and just as a head coach running a program that's obviously conscious of your budget and the travel and all those things, which we should be. You always want to play in-state. So New Mexico makes sense. Bradbury's a good coach. He's not afraid to play people. So that's something that we should have long-standing. We've been trying for years to get a game with GCU. Haven't been successful. But it makes sense. It's, an hour and a half down the road, and so it makes sense to play GCU. And to me, those are things that AD should get together and look at it fiscally and make us play each other. And I think that makes sense because it saves both of us a lot of money. And over a couple of years, to save $25,000 or so for that's a lot of money in a women's program. So we always want to play GCU, NAU, all of the drivable state, because we don't have a lot of schools within our driving distance. Like if you go to Ohio State. They have 40 schools around them. We don't. So we haven't been successful. So with NAU having this long-term deal, it's been great, or it's going to be great, because it's just, I think we have the next 3 years, and the men have like a 10-year deal with them. So we'll work for a longer deal. But to me, it doesn't make sense to go across the country when you can drive down the road, and I don't. Yeah, that's why I struggle with the fact that we can't get some of those games, because it doesn't make any sense to me.
Is that because they don't want to play you, or because they?
Yes. Yeah. They don't want to play us. I don't know. I don't understand that. They don't want to play us. We've tried, and there's excuses every year. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it's a little frustrating. But if I'm ADs, I would make us play each other, because, it doesn't matter, a win or loss. It's in-state, and it's good experience for both. It's good for fans. It makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons, so.
Any more questions for Coach Barnes? Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Thank you. Just a quick game note, Matt Connor with the career high 15 points, 5 of 10 from 3 this evening, so big game for Maddie. I'll go ahead and jump into questions. PJ, if you'd like to get us started.
Sure, we'll start with Maddie. Maddie, you got into a big rhythm in the second half. What was going on with that?
I mean, we were just running the play. They were playing a zone. My teammates were finding me. We were hitting the gaps, then going to the corner and just knocking it down. That's what I'm supposed to do. So my teammates were finding me in the right spots, and it's my job to hit them.
Elena, there was a stretch in the third quarter. It was like 44, 42 or something. You guys had forced a couple turnovers. You had a steal and a 3. Just do you remember kind of that sequence when you guys started to take over in the third quarter?
Yeah, we have to play defense, so that's what we do. So yeah, I was just there. We have a couple of steals in that corner, so I think that was good for us to keep going on.
Madison, could you just talk about what you view as your role on this team? What's your role?
I mean, knock down open shots. I mean, I'm here to do whatever the team needs. So if the team doesn't need a shooter at the time, they just need somebody to go in there and have some intensity, play some defense, and get in the right spots. I mean, that's what I'm doing. So that's my role, to shoot the ball. But I mean, I'm willing to do whatever the team needs at the given time.
How do you handle that, coming off the bench and be expected to produce from the perimeter like that?
Yeah, I mean, I just try not to overthink it, because, when you're overthinking, you come in the game, all your jitters, and then you're bound to mess up. So just going in there with an open head, open heart, going in there to work hard. So I know I'm going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But as long as I'm going hard and doing the right things, I mean, those mistakes are going to happen, but I'll make up for it.
Maddie, how do you describe, getting here last year early in that semester and having that part of the first year to kind of, what did that do for you kind of leading into this season?
Yeah, that helped me a lot. Just seeing exactly what it takes to get to that level, and what all the players do on the court, off the court, kind of just getting a feel for everything. It really helped me out this year, just knowledge, strength, conditioning. So it was really good for me to come in. I'm glad I got that opportunity.
It was a short time with Ari, but what did you pull away from being around her?
Man, she's a dog. She works hard. She's willing to do whatever it takes. She doesn't get tired. If anybody's going to get tired, Ari will run longer than you. She's going to have more endurance than you. She's going to play hard no matter what. She doesn't let everything get into her head. She goes out there, plays her game, plays with her heart.
Elena, in that second half, you started with the rest of the starting group. What were the changes you guys needed to make from the first half?
Yeah, I mean, I think we play a small. I think we are better running the floor and all that stuff, and also we were hard on the threes. So, and I love looking for Maddie, all my shooters. So that's what I like to do.
Yeah, Helena, you came out, your defense is always stellar, and you can knock down those threes all day when you get going. And today you got some going, and you got at key moments you hit those. So I saw last night that you and Gisela did extra shooting last night. Do you think that helped a little bit?
I think so, yeah. We were here last night shooting a little bit, so I think that always helped us to shoot better the ball. And yeah, I mean, I've been missing my shot, but now, I got it, so just keep going.
Madison, how do you guys think you adjusted without Lauren on the court for the full game?
I mean, obviously it was a struggle, kind of rough not having your starting 5, but I mean, stuff like that's going to happen throughout the season. You just have the next person up, so whoever's called on next, you have to be ready. You never know what could happen throughout the season. I mean, it's early in the season, so I mean, you never know. I mean, we came out there a little rough after she got hurt that game, but she's going to be back and she'll be stronger, but we just have to pick up what she left behind.
Maddie, you guys took more threes than usual, and you attributed that to the zone, but was Coach Adia saying anything more about, looking for those opportunities for threes? Was that part of what you guys knew you were going to do coming into the day?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing us in a 2-3 zone, so I mean, that's kind of what they're giving us. So I mean, they're going to give us those, we're going to knock them down. So I mean, just trying to pull them out of the zone. They didn't get out of the zone, but we were knocking down shots, so we have the personnel to do that. So I think we just, when you're open, shoot the ball and have confidence in it, but yeah.
Maddie, going back to last semester again, and what Helena was saying earlier about, they were getting up shots last night. I noticed a couple times last year you would come in, after the games and just take shots in the empty gym. Is that something that has kind of always been you, and how did you develop that mindset just to, get shots up whenever possible?
Yeah, I mean, I used to shoot with 2 hands. I used to be terrible. So I had to go in the gym all the time, get up a whole bunch of shots. So I kind of just have stuck with that. I go in there with one of the practice players and we get up like 500 makes a day. So just getting in there, getting the repetition, and that's what brings me confidence. If I'm not in there shooting the ball extra, I'm going to get in the game and I'll miss the shots that I'm given. So I have to go in there, be ready. That's my role, so I need to knock down those shots.
Maddie, when you're in high school, did you get double teamed more or zoned more?
I got double teamed all the time.
Not too much zone?
No.
Feel like better.
Oh, I like the double team. Bring on the pressure.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.